Dangal greetings, Sir Janus. I'm John Ray Benonsol, the leader of the Group 6. We sincerely apologize for the issue that our submitted video, have technical issue, specifically in the missing audio parts. We understand how important the presentation is. It has the big part of it, of the grading system. It has 25 points. However, we ensure that before we record the video, we tested our mics and our video to be cleared. But somehow, it takes technical issue. Some audio doesn't have voices because we use the Google Meet. We truly regret for the inconvenience that we bring. It affects the quality of our work and your ability to properly evaluate our presentation. This was not intentional, and we assure you that we did our best to check and to test before we used to present or record the video. Moving forward, next time, we will take extra precautions, double check before we do presentation recording to avoid the finals recordings to be output a bad for us. And we promise that we will avoid this kind of issue again. Thank you for understanding, and we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. So thus, here's our video presentation. Dangal greetings, Sir Janus. We are the Group 6, and we're going to present our Group 6 HR Employment Management System that enable us to compute or to calculate the annual bonus of the employee depends on their roles using PHP. And with that, let's start it. First thing first, we're going to discuss the employee.php.
Greetings, Pastor Janos. I'm Krisha Grace Ilagan, and now I'm going to explain my part here in our code. First, we have a class named employee. This serves as our blueprint for representing employee data within the system. By using a class, we can ensure that every employee object created follows a consistent and organized structure. We have declared properties name, position, salary, and date of employment as private, set as private. This allows us to implement encapsulation, a core principle of object-oriented object-oriented programming. By doing this, we protected the internal data from being directly modified by external code, which helps maintain the integrity of our records. Next is we use the underscore constructor method to initialize the object's properties. The moment it is initialized, we use the this keyword to assign the past arguments to the class's internal properties. Additionally, we are explicitly casting the salary to a float to ensure type safety and it prevents errors during future numerical calculations. Since our properties are private, we provided getter methods to retrieve the data. Methods such as getName and getSalary act as a controlled interface. This approach gives us the flexibility to modify how data is returned in the future. For instance, for formatting a date or currency without needing to change the logic in the rest of the application.
So next with that, we're going to discuss the part 2 of the employee.
Now, greetings, I'm Donovan Valedicatoria and I will continue explaining the employees' functions. So first, we have a few set of methods. So these are super important for controlling how we update an employee's information. Think of them as the gatekeepers for our employee data. We've got public function set name, $signs name or declaration for the name. So this one is straightforward. It just updates the employee's name, pretty basic but essential. Second is the public function set position. So similar to set name, this method is for updating the employee's job title or position within the company. Next is the set salary. So this setter is for the monthly salary. Notice the float salary part, that's a typecast. So making sure whether value we pass in for salary is treated as a floating point number. This is good practice to avoid any weird calculation errors down the line, especially when dealing with money. Next is the public function set date of employment. So and finally, this one handles updating the date when the employee started working. Next is the calculations. The public function get bonus. So this function is designed to calculate an employee's bonus. And what needs here, or what's neat here, is the use of the PHP match expression. So similar to switch cases, match is like a modern and concise. It checks the employee's position and assigns a specific bonus rate. So if you're a manager, you get a 20% bonus rate. On the developer, you get 10%, and designer, you get 5%, and the intern gets 0%, of course, the default case. This is just in case the position isn't listed, it defaults as 0% to prevent errors. Once the rate is determined, it simply multiplies the employee's salary by that rate to give us the bonus amount. Next is the public function get annual salary. So this function brings it all together to calculate the total yearly pay. It takes the monthly salary and multiplies it by 12 for the 12 months in a year, and then adds the bonus that we just calculated using the get bonus method. So it's monthly salary times 12 plus the bonus. This gives us a comprehensive annual compensation figure.
We're going to discuss the CRUD.php. Why we use the CRUD.php in order to us to assemble, like in a puzzle, we're going to assemble the files in order them to achieve their goals. And for the future reference, if they're going to edit the files, the other files will be not be affected because of this method. For example, we have some error here in the this line of codes. We're gonna go and simply edit that in order to fix it with without using the other files together. So next, we're going to discuss the session start. So in the session start, this file is responsible for allowing user to store data within the system. It can be used across different pages. For example, you have many items here and it requires the session start over and over. You cannot do type it as well as many times. So we do we create a file and put that together and uh, and include that into our main controller, which is the CRUD. This one. So next, we're going to the add employee. So for the add employee, it handles some creations of the employee, such as name, position, salary, and date of employment. It gathers the data from the index.php that will explain by De Mesa and Martin and Donovan later. And with that, we set the cookie for the last user in order as to determine who was the last user added or who was the last employee added in the system. So with that, its location, its index. So it was targeted to the index.php. So next, update employee. In the update employee, we're going to get the value with a temporary EMP variable to check that if the employees has the ID or it existing, and we're going to do setting the name. For example, just like we said earlier in the employee.php, we have setter here. This was the backup for the file in order to work together. So since it was a private, so it is a public getter in order for us to achieve the updating sessions. So we put some set position as well and the salary and the date of employee when. And then as well as header location index.php as well. So next, we're going to do or discuss last the delete employee. So for the delete employee, we're going to get the delete from the array index of the employee to remove the ID, or for the example, the array I or is equal to 1. So if we do that, the number one index will be deleted. So we use is set employee that verifies the system if the employee is right there. So unset session employee's ID. It requires us to remove the employee from the object of the employee class. So next, session employees is equal array values session employees. So it allows us the system to realign again because we deleted some employee. So for example, the index here is deleted, it was moved. So technically, it was coming back. The other next index will go here. So next, we will discuss the index.php. Mike, you don't have Mike, Martin.
No, my greetings, Sir Janice. My name is Martin Johnny, and my part is the data center of the crude logic operation. At the very first PHP tag, this one, we have the crude PHP. This tag just loads the backend logic of crude operation where it handles all the function and logic. Let's skip forward to the form. Um, Here we have the select tag. Inside that select tag, it has the attribute called name and its position labeled as position. And the options are manager, developer, designer, and interns. Next up is the input for salary. Is this one's logged into number, data, and of course the button for submitting the data. It has the attribute name called add, and for the last PHP tag, the if statement. Um, this one at the very bottom for PHP, just the memory for the last added employee. If the user is added, there's a blue notification box that pops up. If there is none, just leaves it empty. That's all. Thank you.
Hello and dangal greetings, Sir Janus. My name is Machay de Mesa, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the table structure of our management system. So let's start. So the table tag is used to create a table where data is organized into rows and columns. The tr tag represents a table row that hold data cells. The th tag is used to define table headers which label each column. The headers like name, position, date, salary, bonus annual, and action describe what each column contains. And the next is the for loop session. The for loop for each method. The session is a special PHP variable that stores data across the different pages. The session employees contains the list of all employees. The for each is a loop and it is used to go through each employee one by one. And the index represents the position or ID of each employee in that list. The EMP or employee represents the current employee being processed in the loop. And the next is the TRID row index. It creates a table row with a unique ID. This dynamic ID helps identify each row such as row 0, row 1, and so on. This ID are useful for JavaScript when editing or updating a rows. And the next is the employee data. The employee get name, get position, get date of employment, get salary bonus, get annual salary is a get terms of the object. It is used to display a employee data. Example, the EMP get name, it is a method to use to display the employee name. The EMP get position, it is used to get the employee position. And the next is the get date of employment. It shows the hiring date. Next is get salary. It shows the salary of employee. Next is the get bonus. It shows the calculate bonus of the employee. And the next is the get annual salary. It is a method that calculates the total yearly salary. And lastly, the EMP or employee is an object that contains all employee data and function to access it. And the next is the span class display. It is used to show the data in a normal view mode. And the next is the input class edit. It is used to allow the user to edit the data. And next is it styles as display none. It hides the input field by default. And JavaScript is used to switch between display mode and edit mode. And the next is the drop down position. So the for each parenthesis bracket manager developer designer intern, it is used to loop all these possible position. The P represent each position and option in the drop down. The ternary operator check if the employee position matches the option. If it matches, the selected attribute is added automatically. And the next is the number formatter. We have a method called number format. It is a function to and used to format numbers into decimal places, and the P or peso sign is added to show that the value is currency, which is the Philippine peso. And the next is the form method post is used to send update data security from the server. And the next is it is hidden using the display none until it is needed. The update input tells PHP that the request is for updating data. And the ID input identify which employee is updated. And other inputs store the new values like name, position, and salary. And the next is the button in action. The edit button allows the user to modify employee data. We have a method on click edit row which accept a ID of the employee. It calls a JavaScript function to enable the editing, and the save button is used to save the update data. We have the on click save row sends the update data to the form and send it to the server side and update it. The delete from button or delete button is used to get method to remove an employee. It has a confirmation method. If a user confirm yes, then the deletion will be proceed. If no, the deletion will be cancelled.
Greetings, I'm done with the Delegataria and I'll be continuing the explanation for the index function. And then first we have the edit row I. This is what gets called when you click the edit button next to an employee's record. The I here is just the index of the row we are working with, or it is a pointer so that we can determine which row is being targeted. This function knows exactly which employee to target, so here's what it does. First, it finds the row. So let row equals document that get element by ID, row plus I. So this grabs the entire table row using its unique ID. This is our starting point for all the changes. Second is hiding the display elements. The row that carries selector all display that for each E style display equals to none. So this finds all the elements, or rather goes through all the elements in that row that have the class display. These are usually span tags showing the current data and sets their display style to none. Basically, it makes the static text disappear. Third is the showing edit fields. So immediately after the row current selector all that edit, this finds all elements with the class edits and sets their display to inline black. This makes the editable fields visible, replacing the static text. Fourth is reveals the save button. Finally, document that get element by ID save plus I style that display equals to inline black. This makes the save button for that specific row visible. Before this, it was hidden. In essence, edit row transforms a static table row into an editable form row, ready for changes. Next, the function save row. So, once you've made changes and hit save, the save row I function kicks in. Again, I tells us which row we are dealing with. This function's job is to collect the new data and send it off to be processed, usually by our PHP backend. First step is select the edit row. It starts by editing the specific row element. Let row document that get element by ID, row plus I. Second, it collects edited value. Let edit equals row that cur selector all that edit. This gathers all the currently visible input or select elements. This contains the user's updated data. Next is find the update form. So let form equals row that cur selector all that update form. This looks for a hidden row within that row. This is a common pattern. You have a hidden form for each row, and when you save, you populate that form with the new data. Next is the maps values. So these few lines are crucial because form that name value equals edit array 0 that value, form that position that value edit array 1 that value, form that date of employment that value equals edit array 2 that value, form that salary that value equals edit array 3 that value. So these lines takes the value from each of our editable input fields and assign them to the corresponding fields in our hidden form. This prepares the data for submission. Lastly, the form that submits. So this sends the hidden forms data to the server. This is typically where our PHP script, like the index PHP, would pick up the post request and update the employee record in the session or database.
So with that, we're going to we're going to demonstrate our our system. So with that, let's present it. So in order us to achieve that, if the environment is good or bad, we will need to use the test cases that Sir Janos provided. For example, okay, let's extract. For example, we're going to do the uh, wait, nasaan yan? For example, we're going to do, oh shit. Baros. Okay. Yan. Okay. Now we're going to present our system. We will check if our system is good. Depends on the test cases provided earlier. So first thing first, we're going to insert the name. For example, employee number one. So the employee number one will be the manager, and its monthly salary is 7,000 pesos, and day of employment, for example, yan, and add the employee. So as we can see, there's an pop-up here that we used earlier as a cookie to ensure that the the element is added or the value is added to the constructor. So next, we're going to insert the employee number two, amounting that he was the developer and its monthly salary is 5,000 pesos. And yeah. So with that, here was the calculated data. So next, we're going to insert the employee number three. The employee number three was the designer and its monthly salary is 4,000. And huh? And add this. The next, the intern. And its monthly salary is 2,000. So, in order for us to achieve the requirement, we will see that if this was the good for us to bring up. So, let's edit it. We're going to edit the employee number one as the manager. And for its position, we're going to use that as developer. For instance, we're gonna need to edit this salary for 8,000 to check that if the bonus is renew again. Oh, so since it was renew again, and its annual income is 96,800. So with that, our presentation for our system is done. Thank you for watching.